Planning Commission meeting. It is Tuesday, April the 7th, 2026 at 6 p.m. I am Jim Stillwell, chairman of this body. First, we'll establish a quorum. Chelsea, if you would please call the roll.
Brett Chumley, Lois Burke, Darrell Wood, John Clement, Pamela Gibson, Jim Stillwell,
Here.
Mark Chilton, Andy Warford.
We do have a quorum. Thank you. Second item on the agenda is the statement of the FOIA compliance and roll call. I will read the statement. We will call the roll again. The commissioners will acknowledge with "I affirm." I affirm that I have not engaged in any prohibited discussion, deliberation, or polling regarding any item on this meeting's agenda outside of a properly noticed and open meeting in compliance with the Arkansas Freedom of Information Act as amended by Act 505 of 2025. Chelsea, please call the roll again.
Carl West, Brett Chumley, Lois Burke, John Clement, Pamela Gibson, Jim Stillwell,
I affirm.
Mark Chilton, Andy Warford.
Thank you very much. Item 3 is the approval of the minutes from the March 3rd, 2026 Planning Commission meeting. Has everyone had an opportunity to look at the minutes? I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Certainly. Please.
There, if we could just change in the section members present, change Brooks Thomas interim to Jason Lyon.
Certainly, that would be you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. The minutes will reflect that Bruce was not here and that you are here. We had a motion, a second. I asked for ayes, and the ayes have it, so the minutes are approved. Now I would need a motion to amend the agenda to add item I, and I would ask if you would please explain that addition to the agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Apologies, I'm asking amend the agenda to add item 5I, which is a code amendment for section 7A, I believe, which is the R2 title. Basically, it's just changing the name and the title, removing, I believe it was detached, and just making it consistent with the rest of the zoning district names.
Thank you. Do I hear a motion to amend? We have, pardon me. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. Moving on to our, pardon me, one moment. Our Board of Adjustments, item A, 1125 and 1127 Hoover Street, a variance for the lot size minimum. I would also like to add that if there is a representative of an item, of an agenda item, that you take the podium first. We will allow you to speak and explain your agenda item. All of the subsequent speakers will be given 3 minutes. So if the representative that is speaking on the item could try their very best to hit all of their bullet points, that will minimize the number of folks that feel like that they need to speak. So, back to Board of Adjustments, item A, 1125 and 1127 Hoover Street, a variance for lot size minimum. Chelsea, if you would please read the request.
Mr. Larry Reach, property owner, is requesting approval of a variance for his minor subdivision that will later be in the agenda at 1125 and 1127 Hoover Street. Purpose of this variance is to allow a lot to be 6,425 square feet. The required minimum per R2 is 7,000 square feet for a single family district. All rules requirements have been met in accordance with city ordinance. DRC and utilities have approved.
Thank you so much. Is there anyone here to speak on this item? Please take the podium, state your name, and sign the book, please. Larry Wright.
I just want to mention that, that minimum lot was actually almost 6,800 square feet. The surveyor that did the lot plan didn't include the southern part of the easement area. If you look at the red areas, that whole area is actually almost 6,800 square feet.
Thank you.
So it's only 200 square feet less. And it's got a small house on it. Okay.
Are there any questions from the commissioners?
Correct. Well, they were, yeah. A lot more than that. So the total is going to be almost 4 times the 7,000.
He is proposing a preliminary plat later on the agenda.
At least, yeah. Correct. It's kind of a swamp area in the back there, so it's one of the reasons why I wanted to build that up.
Are there other questions?
No.
I mean, I
The
couldn't
two in
find
the
the
front
lot.
will still be there. We're just creating 2 more lots in the back.
Oh, in the back. Okay.
Right. The 2 lots in the front I also own.
Okay. Are there any other questions? Is there anyone here that wishes to speak for or against this item? If there are none, I would entertain a motion. If the item does not get a motion, then this item will fail, and there will not be a need to move to item A when we convene the Planning Commission meeting. So there is no motion or second. Item A, the variance for lot size minimum from 7,064.25 fails. Moving on to item B, 1718 Rock.
All right, flipping my paper. The property owners, for 1718 Rock Creek, I would say the names, but I'm scared I'm gonna mispronounce them, so. They are requesting approval of a variance for their property at 1718 Rock Creek Drive. Purpose of this variance is to make an existing home that was built in 1979 compliant with current zoning codes. The home had a 25-foot front building setback, but it was built at 17.2, which is 7.8 feet within the setback, but it's still above the R2 front building setback minimum per our current zoning code now. It used to be 25. And me and Jason did review the final plat for that subdivision, and it was marked at 25. But all rules requirements have been met in accordance with city ordinance. DRC and utilities have approved.
Thanks, Chelsea. Is there anyone here to speak regarding this item, 1718?
My name is David Evans Fant. I'm the real estate agent representing the clients. They both live out of state, so they weren't able to be here this evening. Like I said, we're requesting that variance for the structure that was built in 1979. And from my understanding, there was no survey prior to the sale of this house. And so we're just trying to get the approved variance to complete the sale for the house.
He's a little uncomfortable when somebody removes your microphone. It implies that they really don't want to hear you say anything. That's okay, you got me anyway. Is there anyone here to speak for or against this item other than the representative? Are there questions from the commission? If there are no questions or other speakers for or against, I would entertain a motion. We have a motion and a second. Chelsea, please call the roll.
Carl West. Brett Chumley. Lois Burt. John Clement. Pamela Gibson. Mark Chilton. Andy Warford.
We have 7 yes. The item passes. David, thanks for being here and participating in this process.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to item C, 1218 River Street, variance for residential setback and gravel. Chelsea, please read the request.
Richardson Engineering, on behalf of Chad Slaughter, property owner, is requesting approval of a variance for property at 1218 River Street. Property is currently zoned HI, which is heavy industrial, and R2, which is a single-family district. According to the zoning ordinance 14 of 17, all structures in a heavy industrial zone must be at least 30 feet from all property lines abutting another HI zone or 100 feet from the rear and side setback of residential zones. This applicant's requesting to be able to build a structure within 100 feet from a residential property contingent upon the rezone approval. This property, the part where they're wanting to build a structure is zoned R2 still. I did talk to them and let them know that they'll have to rezone that small piece before they can build an HI structure.
Thanks, Chelsea. Eric, are you representing this item? Please state your name and sign the book.
Good evening, Eric Richardson Engineering, representing Mr. Chad Slaughter for 1218 River Street. You all are probably familiar with this property. We came through, I don't know, maybe a few years ago. He built some really nice buildings in that area. I think he had CTI services and rooster toilets in that area. Industrial park, I guess you could say, on River Street. So most of the property in that area lends itself more to light industrial zoning instead of heavy industrial. So we probably should have shown them on that drawing, there's actually existing buildings pretty close to that property. I'd say within, I don't know, maybe 15 feet even on one side and across the street also. So we're, again, asking for a setback variance from 100 feet to 30 feet for a new building there. And then we'd come back and rezone a portion that's already zoned, or still zoned R2. Then we go to a light industrial, kind of what, like say, what everything else lends itself to there.
Thanks, Eric.
And also gravel, we're asking for gravel in the drive lanes, just like on previous phases, just for heavy equipment.
Are there questions from the commission?
I think they've got a landscape strip there right now. I'm not sure if that one shows fencing or not, but whatever meets the code, I'm sure the developer's willing to do that. Okay. Okay. I'll note that. And again, the site plan will come back through, of course, for approval. It'll be ready.
When we get to the motion phase, you can include that in a motion should we choose to proceed. Are there any other questions from the commission? Is there anyone here that wishes to speak against this item? If there is no one and there are no more questions from the commission, I would entertain a motion. We have a motion to approve. Is there a second? We have a motion and a second. Chelsea, please call the roll.
Andy Warford. Mark Chilton. Pamela Gibson. John Clement. Louis Burks. Brett Chumley. Carl Webb.
We have 7 yes, the item passes. We will adjourn the Board of Adjustments meeting and then reconvene our Planning Commission meeting. I'm assuming, and I'm looking at you procedurally, since the lot size minimum did not pass, item A then is now moved. Is that correct?
Yes, the way it's plotted, the plat is plotted at this point, it cannot be approved with that configuration.
Thank you very much. Moving on to item B, 4106 Gatton Road, rezone from R2 to R5, tabled from February 3rd, 2026. Chelsea, please read the request.
Hope Consulting, on behalf of the property owner, is requesting approval of a rezone at 4106 Gatton Road. Property is currently zoned R2, which is single-family district. He's requesting this property be rezoned to R5, which is multifamily district. All questions, comments from Benton Utilities and City of Benton have been approved.
Thanks, Chelsea. Is there someone here representing this item? If you would take the podium, state your name and sign the book. I realized that that was a question that you answered, and I did not ask it appropriately. Thanks, Mr. Bethel or Dr. Bethel, whichever you prefer.
Can I just, this would be kind of weird, but can I ask who all is here in opposition of this? So can I just say that it's not worth pursuing? And
Nicely done.
So,
No, that does.
so they're all against it. They have a great neighborhood.
No, that does respect the time of this body, and I
And so I
sincerely
just,
appreciate that.
You know, I just didn't know, but for them all to get up here and say we're against it, so
So
we'll
is
pursue a different avenue and it's fine.
Is the item then withdrawn?
If that's the appropriate measure, yes, I withdraw it.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Moving on then to item C. If half of the crowd is going to leave, that is just fine, but please respect everyone else that is here so we can move forward to this meeting. I sincerely appreciate you being here and participating in this process. Clearly, it worked. If they could all be that easy. Item C, number 805-22100-007, a rezone from R8 to S. Chelsea, please read the request.
Jonathan Hope Ryan Black, on behalf of Jesus Plus Nothing LLC, is requesting approval of a rezone for their property located at parcel number 805-22100-007. Property is currently zoned R8, which is multifamily district. They are requesting this property be rezoned to school, which is for school zone. All questions, comments from Benton Utilities, City of Benton have been approved.
Thanks, Chelsea.
Good evening, Jonathan Hope with Hope Consulting. As Chelsea mentioned, we are proposing this application for school district from RM multifamily. Previously, this body in December approved a conditional use permit for a school. Since that time, City Council has modified the code or amended the code for the school zoning district, which allows for a straightforward rezoning to the school district, and that's what we're proposing tonight. Be happy to answer any questions.
Thanks, Jonathan. Are there questions from the commission? Is there anyone here that wishes to speak against this item? Being none, I would entertain a motion from, yes, ma'am. Absolutely. I do not want to deny your constitutional right to be heard.
Well, no, you didn't ask if anyone was here in support of it. I'm a neighbor.
Let her rip, counsel.
I'm a neighbor of this proposed school. And
I'm
as,
sorry, if you don't mind, you give your name and
Oh,
also
I'm
sign your
Robin.
address. Thank you.
Robin Bray,
All right, thank you.
I live down the road from this proposed school. And I just want to say that I would much prefer to have a lovely looking school down the road from me than 3,000 apartments. Because that might be the end of me or my sanity. So I just support the school. Thank you.
We have a motion and a second. Basically, what she was saying is, I didn't do my hair and get dressed and not get to speak. So we let her do her thing. We have a motion and a second. Chelsea, please call the roll.
Carl West. Yes. Brett Chumley. Lois Burt. John Clement. Pamela Gibson. Mark Chilton. Andy Warford.
We have 6 yes and 1 no. The item passes. Moving on to item D, Military Road, Longview Street, rezone from R2 to C2. Chelsea, please read the request.
I-30 Mall, which is the property owners, is requesting approval of a rezone for multiple properties along Military Road and Longview Street. These properties are currently zoned R2, which is single-family district. They are requesting these properties be rezoned to C2, which is general commercial. All questions, comments from Benton Utilities, City of Benton have been approved.
Thanks, Chelsea. Is there someone here representing this item? That would be you. Thank you. Please state your name and sign the book. Thank you. Are there questions from the commission? If there are none, is there anyone here that wishes to speak against this item? If there are none, I would entertain a motion. We have a motion and a second. Chelsea, please call the roll.
Andy Warford. Mark Chilton. Pamela Gibson. John Clement. Lois Burt. Brett Chumley. Carl West.
We have 7 yes, the item passed. Thanks for being here. Moving on to item E, 703 South East Street, conditional use for storage/warehouse. Chelsea, please read the request.
GW Keeter Lighting and Home, which is the property owner, is requesting approval of a conditional use permit for a property located at 703 South East Street. Property is currently zoned C2, and warehouse storage space is allowed by conditional use approval per ordinance 14 of 17. All rules, regulations have been followed and approved at DRC, and a copy of comments have been provided.
Thank you so much. Wade, are you representing this item, or is Council Bray? Thank you. Indeed. Very good. Proceed. Thank you so much. Are there questions from the commission? Thank you. Is there anyone here that wishes to speak against this item?
Now from, someone that lives in the area, and he just wanted to know, if there would be screening measures put into place when it's built for the homes that are beside it. But that will come at site plan. That'll come at site plan, so
That
it's
will
something to
come at
think about.
Landscape when we have the site plan. We're good. If I could entertain a motion? We have a motion and a second. Chelsea, please call the roll. Carl?
Warford? Mark Chilton? Pamela Gibson? John Clement? Lois Burks? Brett Chumley? Carl West?
We have 7 yes, the item passes. Moving on to item F, Highway 5 Alcoa Site Plan for 3 commercial tracks. Chelsea, please read the request.
This was kind of an odd one. I didn't know if, it wasn't really a preliminary plat because it's not being split, it's just lease space, so I just put it as a site plan. Joe White and Associates.
Thank you. Is there anyone here representing this item? Thank you. Please state your name and sign the book.
Jake White. So as Chelsea mentioned, this property is located at the southwest corner of Highway 5 in Alcoa. We're building a private driveway to connect the 2 aprons that RDOT previously built. We'll build all the infrastructure required. We're basically just creating 3 leasable parcels that they'll lease to new tenants.
Are you with the engineering firm?
Yes, sir.
Which firm is that?
Joe White and Associates.
Great. Thank you. That was more for the record than anything. Are there questions from the commission? Is there anyone here that wishes to speak against this item? If there are none, I would entertain a motion. Sure, Commissioner Gibson.
It's not going to be one way, so we're proposing, I think, a 30-foot wide road, and then at the east end at Alcoa, it would go to 36 feet wide. I don't know what plans are in place for possible traffic signal over there. It's going to be a 4-way, but I mean, Tacos for Life. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. I think most people will probably choose not to do that. Because if you need to go left, you go back out to Highway 5 and take a right. No, sir, to be private.
Thank you so much. I would entertain a motion. That motion to approve in a second. Chelsea, please call the roll.
Carl West? Brett Chumley? Lois Burks? John Clement? Pamela Gibson. Mark Chilton. Andy Warford.
We have 7 yes, the item passes. Thank you, sir. The next 3 items, code amendments, will be presented by our director. And this is not for the record, but for your information, for those of us who are watching for the 8 o'clock Easter time hour, there has been a proposed ceasefire with some conditions, so hopefully Iran will still have a country in the morning. Back to the item G, the code amendment, section 3.007, zoning amendment. You would please explain the item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Commissioners, this is actually some updates, corrections from ordinance 64 of 2025 that this planning commission, I believe, passed in October of last year, and then the council subsequently approved in December. However, running back through here, the city attorney noticed that there was never any legal public notice that was put out for this. So makes it null and void. We have since put all the proper legal notices in the paper, and what we have in front of you, instead of one ordinance covering two sections, I've separated out into 2 ordinances. They are both they both contain legal notice updates to make conditional uses and rezonings the exact same legal notices. You will see I left everybody a copy that was stapled in front of you. Exhibit 1 is for the amendments to the regulations and map. That is our zoning map. You can see struck out is the original language. The new language is in bold and underlined. The other issue was on the new C, this was added by the city attorney also regarding notifying the school boards when there is a project adjacent or very close to a school that may affect that school. Well, this one's 307. Oh. And then also at the end, then if you go to the second page, D, see there's now D. I also updated, instead of it reading may meet once each quarter, which is a state statute, it is changed to once each month, may meet once each month. That is because we are meeting regularly, monthly. That's an update there. And then go down to the very bottom, added this new one. This was talked about, I believe, back at the end of 2025 into the January meeting. This one, and with Commissioner Gibson has asked for a minor amendment to it to read, no one parcel and or tract of land can have more than one zone assigned. And this is gonna be more when they come in for a development or plating, we can request a rezoning of whatever piece is not of the proper zoning. And so that is for section 3-007.
Thank you.
Which is
Are
5G.
there questions from the commission?
Do we need to take separate votes?
I think we need to have a motion and a second on each item, along with roll call vote. Are there any other questions regarding item G, code amendment, section 3.007, zoning amendment? Being none, I would entertain a motion.
So moved.
We have a motion. Is there a second? And a second. Chelsea, please call the roll. Yes.
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 We have 7 yes. The item passes. Moving on to item H, code amendment, section 6.003, conditional permit notifications. Director.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. Again, this one is just simple updates. Again, if you look at your exhibit 2 that I handed out prior to the meeting, we are striking out the original number 2 and replacing it with the same notice that's in the rezoning, again, to make them all very cohesive. Helps the applicants, helps the commissioners, helps the council, helps the staff. And also we added in the school board number, which is number 3. And unfortunately, the rest of it, because we added in all these, we had to update the numbering all the way down, through 14 now. But the main components are number 2 and number 3.
Got it. Are there questions from the commission? If there are no questions, I would entertain a motion. Second. We have a motion and a second. Chelsea, please call the roll.
Yes.
Yes.
We have 7 yes, the item passes. Moving on to the agenda item that we added, item I, Code Section 7AR2. Please read the request.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This one is for section 7.003, R2 Single Family District. Right now, it currently says detached housing. At the request of the city attorney and to make it cohesive with the rest of the zoning districts, we were asked to remove detached housing from the title of this section. Fairly simple. It's in your packet. Again, I apologize for leaving it off on the agenda.
So all the uses and permitted uses and everything are still allowed. It's literally just taking the name of the zone from single-family detached housing to read as single-family housing. Yeah. No. So everything's still the same, just the name change.
Pretty straightforward.
Yep.
Clean. Question from the commission? If there are none, I take a motion. We have a motion and a second. Chelsea, please call the roll.
Carl West?
Yes.
Brett Chumley? Lois Burt? John Clement? Pamela Gibson? Mark Chilton? Andy Warford?
We have 7 yes, the item passes. Moving on to item 6, other business. A, annexation to council, information only, GC Homes, parcel number 001-04871-000, North Shore Drive and Harper Road. Going back to Chelsea, you got it?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Commissioners, this is just a information only showing that the county judge signed off on this property on March 17th, allowing it to go to city council, which it will at the end of this month. It will be it'll be proposed to be rezoned R2 at the council and put into the correct ward at that time. And this was just for information. I wanted to pass on for the commission to review.
Thank you so much. Since this is information only, it will not require a vote. Are there questions from the commission? Certainly. Please come forward, state your name, and sign the register, please.
I didn't want to interrupt.
You're not interrupting, dude. We welcome your input.
I just wanted to I had a question and I wanted to revisit something that Larry brought up earlier. That's why I didn't want to interrupt what you were doing, but you said information only. Can I ask a question about
Certainly,
this?
go ahead.
So I just wanted to make sure that he explained himself correctly. Right now, there's currently 2 lots that are over 7,000 square feet each lot. We're trying to divide it into 4 lots. 3 of the lots would be 7,000 square feet. 1 of the lots would be 6,000.
Is this the issue on Hoover Street?
Correct.
All right, that point is entirely moot.
Right.
It failed for lack of a motion and then was
Correct.
struck from the agenda, so these are wasted words.
Okay. I mean, we've never been here before, and I understand
No
that.
worries.
Again, my question is just to make sure that he stated it correctly, and if he did, and if it would be something that would be able to be passed, then we can come back next month or resubmit it or whatever. But just to not waste your time or our time, if you guys did understand that it would be 3 lots at 7,000 square feet and then 1 lot at 6,789 feet, so we're only asking for a variance of a couple hundred feet. Was that,
This, we can't really discuss this item any further.
Okay.
We've already handled the item, and then the next agenda item,
Right.
we were applying on the Board of Adjustment.
Okay.
Since it didn't get past Board of Adjustments, it was removed then from
I
the
understand.
agenda. Now, this item ceases to exist.
okay,
So
we would just have to resubmit next month, pretty much. Okay,
Yes, you could resubmit
you could
something different
resubmit,
or
get
something
back on the
similar
agenda.
next month, yes.
okay,
get
I
back on.
appreciate it, thank you.
yes, sir. If there is no other business or no other comment, I would entertain a motion to adjourn. We have a motion to adjourn in a second. All in favor, please say aye. We stand adjourned.